I gotta admit, as weird as the layout is, because on my screen, Sam is in front of me. Which way am I facing on your screen, Sam?
You're over
left
here.
or right? Okay, so yeah, you're right there. Touch my finger.
Ooh.
Ew.
Oh.
Yeah. YouTube, hi, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by our channel. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. And then, of course, down below in the comments, after you've watched this lovely podcast, let us know your thoughts, because today actually deals with YouTube, and it deals with our lovely live stream we have going right now. If you haven't checked it out, twitch.tv/Gaming Bunch Boys. Sunday nights, not 8 o'clock Eastern Standard. Today's debate is something that's actually currently taking place: Twitch versus YouTube for streamers.
Yep.
I'm actually genuinely curious as to what your stance is, Anderson. Have you both kept up with what all is going on with that?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't care.
That's
fair enough.
I mean, I mean, honestly, that is not too far off, man. Like, you're within your scope.
Yep. What I'm coming from is, like, Joe and I do a lot more of, like, the both of it, I guess you can say. Like, you know, we do video editing and streaming.
I just make it pretty for the viewers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say just you do that. That is a very important key role. So yeah, so Joe and I might be able to speak to that.
He's got that shit-eating grin on his face right now, and I'm wondering if he's like just rubbing his inner thigh, like, that's right, Daddy.
Right. That's right.
You know what I do, baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Baba booey.
All right, so to give context real quick, for those of you who don't know, super easy to catch you up. Recently, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, TimTheTatMan and DrLupo both jumped ship on Twitch and went to YouTube to stream over there. Mm-hmm. Following that, Twitch started seeing a lot of streamers depart from their platform and go stream on YouTube. I can pull up the percentage of what they've lost so far, but there's been a resurgence, essentially, or not even a resurgence, but a rise of streamers on YouTube as YouTube gaming continues to grow and become a thing. Because right now, of course, they're heavy hitters over there. I believe Tim, DrLupo, Dr. Disrespect, Courage JD. Who else have they got? I think Z-Laner. Who else?
Valkyrie.
Valk, that's right. Valk's over there.
Yep.
Who else?
A bunch. I don't know. Like, I couldn't name everybody, but
either way, a bunch of streamers have gone over there. And
yeah, basically all the people that the top ones that Joe just listed, all of them and their Among Us buddies pretty much have moved over there.
Yeah, honestly, actually, yeah. But to give more context to that, in the process of them doing so, really, I mean, how can I word this? A lot of streamers are moving over there to essentially try to do one of two things. One, continue building their community on a different platform. Two, kind of unify the stream and video release process.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question here, and this is probably going to be a lengthier question. The first question for all three of us, as we are all three a part of the gaming bunch, is that a smart move for up and coming streamers?
let's define up and coming.
Let's say anywhere from 0 follows to like 5,000.
See, I would have narrowed it down a little further than that.
I'd say 1,000.
Yeah, so like, in my opinion, it is not a good move for your first time small streamer that is kind of just getting into it. Especially if you're focusing primarily on the streaming aspect. Reason being, it is a lot easier to grow enough of a following. And I'm not saying this is all about this, but it's a lot easier to grow a following to then be able to monetize on Twitch. Because it's a much lower ceiling to get there. Because, you know, you just need to get to the affiliate point, which I can't remember, it was like 50 followers and then, you know, so much watch time and so many days streamed, which isn't a whole lot. So that helps you to be able to monetize it. And again, it's not all about money, but it can definitely help. Because I mean, you know, if you're able to make some money out of it and then put that back into your stream, that's going to really help grow it. On YouTube, in order to monetize anything, your channel has to be 1,000 subscribers
to hit YouTube partner. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of rolling watch time. So essentially, I think it's 12 months. You have to have 4,000 hours of watched time. If you look at the average YouTube video is going to put you right around, or average gaming YouTube video nowadays is going to put you anywhere between 15 and 25 minutes per video. So if someone watched so doing the math real quick, let me pull up my phone. So the amount of videos, 4,000, let's say 20 minutes right in the middle. If I'm doing my math right,
did you just
200 videos.
Did you just do 4,000 divided by 20?
Yes.
Yeah. So like
on minutes.
Yeah. So you'd have to have, okay. I'm just trying to follow your math here.
Yeah. So 4,000 divided by 20, you had to have 200 videos watched front to back, 20 minutes long, in order to hit that 4,000 minutes rolling watched, which is significantly harder.
Yeah. Trust
us, we know.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know, but video viewership falls off very fast. So like they'll watch the first like minute and then it just declines very, very quickly, especially the longer the video it is. That's why, you know, they say, you know, like your average video length is like 11 minutes. So, you know, you want to shoot somewhere around there. And so, yeah, it's a thing. Like I think like there's probably only a handful of people on YouTube that have actually good watch time. Yep. And I'd say probably Mr. Beast is one of the few.
I was just enjoying y'all doing basic math.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that, you know, he was doing it by the video count, because I was like, wait, this math can go wrong very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
if it did, I would have shed on y'all the whole entire
time. But yeah, as far as to answer the question, I would agree saying no. And I'll go with Anderson's point there, you know, from 0 followers to like 1,000 followers, because a 1,000 follower community is actually fairly large in consideration.
Yeah.
And recognizably difficult to get to in the early stages of your community building process. But the thing that a lot of streamers have to recognize is, take into consideration, let's say you have 500 followers. Okay, those followers already have Twitch downloaded on their phone probably, or access on their computer. They have the alerts go off when you start streaming, because the moment you follow someone, like on your phone, the moment you follow someone, as soon as they go live, you get a notification to your phone, hey, this person's live. So that notification already helps people to say, oh, hey, they're online. Let me go watch their stream. On top of that, when you try to remove that community and essentially transplant it over onto a different platform, they no longer have immediate access to find you, because now they're going to go search for you again. Granted, if you subscribe and turn on the bell icon on YouTube, you automatically get those notifications as well, or you can customize which notifications you get if you want stream notifications, video notifications, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But when you try to transplant that community over, that whole community is not going to follow you, because a lot of your people on Twitch know to come to Twitch to watch their streamers. If they've got 10 or 12 different people they watch religiously and you're one of those 12, as soon as you unplug yourself and move yourself to a different platform and they've got to go to a completely different website to find you, I mean, yeah, you have some faithful ones out there, but those who aren't so faithful, or those who are kind of new to your community, aren't going to be too keen on following you, because all it's going to look like is, in reality, you know, you just don't stream anymore because your Twitch account's like, not active. So for the smaller streamers, it is not an ideal situation. It truly is not an ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination, because you're going to end up having to rebuild your community on a site that really doesn't have the same backing as Twitch does right now.
As far as
Twitch,
live content goes, yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
You like, granted, it is so, and we'll get to this in a moment, talking about the pros and cons of both. But if you are someone who has just started and building that community, it is in your best interest, truly, to continue building that community on that platform that you're on. If you started on YouTube, keep chugging on YouTube. Granted, the viewership over there isn't as large as it is on Twitch right now, but I have no doubt in my mind, Skynet, I mean, Google is going to do everything they can to make sure YouTube gaming is, creeping to the top.
Yeah.
But, before I continue into other topics, Anderson, what do you think?
I very much agree that new streamers or YouTubers or whatever starting out, just stick with the platform that they originally started out with, just in order to just build their community and stuff like that. Because, I mean, we'll get into this later, but for me, it's when you get into that, you start talking about the pros and cons and the technical things of YouTube and YouTube gaming versus like Twitch. Mm-hmm. And we'll get more into the pros and cons of that. But like for me personally, I only watch two people over on YouTube like do live streams and stuff like that. And that's Markiplier and Valkyrie. That's it. Everything else is Twitch.
Yeah. And
there are reasons for that, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, I would definitely be in agreement with both of you saying, yeah, stick with the platform that you originally started on. And focus on building your community first before trying to focus on the money, which it really shouldn't even be about the money in the first place. But
yeah. I mean, it's still a factor.
Different people, yeah.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, if you can make even just a little bit of money, like we don't have a huge following, but we've made a pretty significant amount of money, which we dump right back in via the challenge series. By the way, that's next month, Rocket League 2v2. Sign up on Discord. But
nice plug.
Yeah, you're welcome. So it really helps to be able to put it right back in, whether that's put it back into your setup, which, for us, we're all adults and have pretty decent setups for what we have and are able to afford it on our own. So that's an investment that we make. But then, let's say you're just an individual streamer that just, wants to eventually do streaming full time, having these little bits of, cash just kind of, to spend on whatever really help. And that's where I think Twitch is honestly the better move if you're an early streamer. But if you already have any kind of community anywhere, stay there 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, Twitch offers a better way for like monetization and everything like that with its certain facets, which leads us into a segue.
Well, I'd like to actually say something real quick and
ruin my segue.
Nice try. Nice try.
Well, I mean, this is
Nah,
to more
bro,
so
it's all
cover
good.
what you just.
It's all good. We're good. I'm out.
Hi, Anderson.
Okay. Well, so more so to cover what Anderson just said. That's not entirely correct. The hell was that?
Sound like a cat.
Honestly, it sounded like somebody was
I don't
scaring
have
the
a
cat.
fucking cat.
I don't know. It was,
I hate those little assholes.
Anyways, to speak on what was just said, monetization actually isn't that difficult for startup streamers, but it is going to be more of a community guidance to get them to do it, because when you use like Streamlabs and such, you still have the opportunity to have like donos through other means on separate software. Like, granted, when you have Twitch, you can do donos directly through Twitch. You can do bits through Twitch, things like that, once you've hit affiliate. But there are means to being able to do that for both YouTube and Twitch. On getting donos, I believe on YouTube you can do super chats before you even hit YouTube partner, if people want to do that. But that's all in the sense of, you know, essentially your community willing to take part in doing so, because, you know, that's a, like when you're on Twitch and you gift subs, you know, that's a very, very easy way to allow for that monetization flow to start. But you have to hit, you know, affiliate to do that. Whereas on YouTube, you know, if you have such a long journey to get to that point of monetization, you know, not everyone's going to jump in there and start throwing $10, $20 super chats at you, because in reality, if you're talking to 2, 3, 4, 5 people in your chat, you know, most people do super chats so that way their chat doesn't get lost in the sauce if they have a question to ask a big time streamer. Whereas, you know, these folks are going to just be like, all right, well, I'm just talking to a person right now. Like, I'm in chat. They're going to see my question. So the monetization's there. It's just much more difficult, I would say, you know, on the YouTube side of things. But
Well, yeah, I wasn't saying it wasn't there. I was just saying that the different, like the methods of actually giving that monetization or receiving that monetization is different per YouTube or Twitch. Because Twitch, most of the monetization and like donations and stuff like that are all in one place. I mean, sure, you got third parties like PayPal and your credit card company or whatever. You got them, and you got to go maybe click a different website or something like that. But it's all largely there, and you come back to the same webpage. YouTube, not all the time. That does not happen. It's
what do you
very.
mean?
I don't know how I can explain it easier. I just said Twitch, like you may have PayPal, you may have your credit card company and stuff like that. You try and submit a dono, then you got to go to another web page to confirm that dono or to clear it through your PayPal or your card company or whatever. But you're still directed back to your page, to Twitch, to that Twitch stream. You're still directed back.
Yeah, so
So it's largely all in one place.
Yeah, he's just saying that like on the screen of Twitch, you scroll down just a little bit, you can cheer, you can donate, you can subscribe. Whereas YouTube, if you're in that early stage,
to make sure.
Yeah,
I was just tracking to make sure I understood what you were saying, because in the sense of donos, like it would be the exact same process. Because for instance, if you submit a dono through Streamlabs and you have that Streamlabs link in there to submit that dono, where that dono would automatically go to the PayPal connected to it, the person submitting the dono is going to just click the link, go to a separate web page, submit the dono, usually have a message attached to it, and then the streamer will get that message on their mini feed of, you know, whatever it was they were saying, or that dono that was just received. So that's what I was trying to track on, like what exactly you were talking about within that process, because I didn't want to lose like the point you were making. I didn't want to lose where exactly you were going.
bless you.
Intense.
Gesundheit. And a game.
Thrice. Full send. Throw your back out.
No, fuck you. I hate when I sneeze. It's a fucking shotgun blast every time.
Isn't sneezing the worst?
Okay, so Anderson, what were you saying as far as your segue? What was your segue going to?
I was saying that it was a perfect segue to talk about the technical and like the differences between like, well, we know what, we'll start it easy. We'll start out YouTube gaming versus Twitch, because YouTube gaming needs some help because it does not have all the features that Twitch does when it comes to like follower and chatters interaction and everything like that, and like carrying over all your, like if you're sub to multiple people, carrying over your emojis or chat icons and stuff like that, like Twitch does, where you can use, like, say if I was in there, I could use some Jacksepticeye stuff and Gab Smolder's chat or something like that. Like Twitch does that, which makes it fun. Yes, I used that example. Leave me alone.
Well, no, I'm just thinking. I was like, and like just like we can use things to juice Amaranth's emotes in our chat, in anybody's chat.
Get my sleep stream going. Let's go. I'll sit there and listen to her ASMR. I don't care. You think I have shame?
I feel.
I went through COVID 2020.
I don't feel shame when I watch her stuff. I don't feel shame when I watch her stuff. I just feel like.
No, you don't feel shame until afterwards, and then you're just dirty. You're just like, I feel violated.
I need to take a shower.
And that's called post-nut clarity.
That's not even post-nut clarity. That's post-nut depression.
Yeah, you know you got it.
That's fair.
You got it bad if you got post-nut depression.
Yeah, if you're going into Amaranth stream just to get that post-nut clarity, you're not. You're getting post-nut depression.
Reel it back in.
Just that sad
Reel
wank.
it back in.
That sad wank.
That wink while you're just crying the whole time, using your tears as lube.
I saw a TikTok, and it was like a stitched TikTok where basically the person was asking, saying like, so like when you masturbate, is it like, do you like have a sacred like thing that you do? And the person comes up on the stitch, and he was like, it's a hobby at this point. Like, just do it.
Honestly, though, once you get back,
he's like, I could be bored.
I was gonna say it's not even like a hobby. It's just like I'm bored. Let's just pass the time a little bit.
Yeah, I have nothing to do for the next couple hours.
Let's feel good for about 30 seconds, and then just immediately regret everything.
You look like you just got out of a bad Ghostbuster scene. You're like, oh.
Yeah, just got finished watching Charlie's Angels. I'm bored here eating some popcorn. I'm gonna jerk off my dick.
It's got that
come
sock
back and just be like, what have I done with my life?
You just got that sock in the corner that stands up on its own.
Oh yeah, the sock that pretty much turned into my own baby.
Looking like Dobby in the corner. No. Dobby doesn't want it.
Oh no.
Dobby doesn't want to be a free elf anymore.
Dobby wants to be your elf master.
All right, so talking about money.
I would ruin my fun.
No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, the Twitch does have a lot more unified front on being able to use things you earn or pay for from other streams in other streams. Like, for instance, a good friend of ours who hangs out with us all the time, we hang out with him all the time, 176 Corleone. He's got all of his like cheer emotes and such that he uses, and I'll be in other streams and be like, I don't know an emote that I could use to fit what emotion I have. This one does, and I'll use his. Yep. Like, and it's just having that ability to do that across the entire platform is huge. Whereas in YouTube, you are pretty much railroaded to that one place. Like, like
which
that's
means
it.
Like, you really got to support that creator, or you're just there because it was popped up and you were bored.
I wonder if that's something that Twitch has some sort of monopoly over, or maybe not monopoly, like patent over, to where like multi-stream emote compatibility. Like I don't know.
I wouldn't think so, because that's just network infrastructure and code at that point.
Yeah,
like you can't really have a monopoly or patents over code unless you created the language.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree on that, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Bezos own Twitch now?
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's Amazon, but Amazon doesn't really own like CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and all that stuff. So
yeah,
it can't really have a monopoly on network infrastructure. So it's just a matter of YouTube actually. No, that's actually.
I'm not.
There's laws against that, Joe.
Well, so what I'm thinking,
you can't own that.
Well, I'm not saying that they're owning like the code itself. I'm saying like how like somebody can provide a service, and then you can have like almost like a copyright on that specifically. So like, it's not necessarily the technical infrastructure behind it, but just the thing as it is.
Well, yeah, you can own the service and like copyright that, or patent that, I should say. That'd be a safer one. But even then, there's multiple ways around it around that patent or what Twitch is doing. They don't have to exactly do what Twitch is doing.
Yeah,
there's other ways around it.
I'm
so
just thinking,
I'm just saying, like, you can't sit there and say that they're not doing it. This is what I'm saying. You can't sit there and say that YouTube's not doing it because there's copyrights or patents. No, they're not doing it because they're not putting in the effort and time into making it available.
I was going to say,
I
YouTube
would actually astronomically disagree.
Well, because YouTube's resources are massive, so like they've got to be doing something. But like, I just like we don't see it at the moment. Like, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, why haven't we seen it? It's been a good like year or two.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I know YouTube started working more so on that as the platform grew. They initially did it kind of like how Mixer was there and Facebook Gaming. They initially did it because they were like, well, we're a video service. Why not? Like, and then once they did that, they kind of just let it sit there. And then when you started getting bigger names on there, you know, Courage JD, Doc, like when Doc got moved over, when he got banned from Twitch and moved over to YouTube, all of a sudden they were like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff you didn't have before. You can clip things now. You can download the stream directly or whatever. Like all this stuff they did was right there, and it all changed literally overnight. And so as they've progressed, getting more and more traction, they're releasing more and more things. Solely because of the fact I'm safely guessing on this, but I would guess the sole fact that they didn't have the viewership that they have now. I mean, you gotta think, TimTheTatMan just alone moved from Twitch, where he was streaming to 40 to 60,000 people on a normal day.
Okay, can you give me some more stats on this TimTheTatMan? Because I don't give a fuck about it. I don't know who he is really.
If I might, before we go into that, thank you to Batgirl Sky for gifting 5 subs. Speaking of the money.
I can actually hear the notification bell from your microphone.
Oh, you can't? Oh, because I got the broadcast stream mix instead of just the chat mic. So
gotcha.
Yeah, that's on me.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, quick shout out to... Oh, sorry, just really fast. Quick shout out to Drew, Rusty Man, Rex, Linda, actually. So you didn't resub. And and my dad, actually.
5 gifted right now for not resubbing. That's kind of Iron Fist we're running around here.
Yep.
If you're family, you're paying. Okay.
Yep.
No.
But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there's no secret that I don't follow all the ones you follow, and you don't follow all the ones I follow when it comes to Twitch and YouTube. Like, I don't know. I mean, other than like Smitty's videos with them, I don't know Courage or Tim or Lupo, and I really don't fucking like disrespect. So, I mean, just give me some more stats I can go off, because I don't know what they bring to the table and what made them so profitable.
So what stats are you wanting, so I don't travel down a rabbit hole too deep?
Like, I don't mean concurrent viewerships, people that tune in, how long they tune in, like what do they bring to the table that made them so profitable?
Well,
because I can sit here and tell you Markiplier's like fucking stats, but he's just YouTube. Like, that wouldn't help any of us.
So on Twitch, like I said, on a normal day, Tim would stream to roughly about 40 to 60,000 people. On a launch day, on a big
like
news
day one.
Like a day one launch or a big news day for him, like if he's announcing a partnership or what have you, if there's giveaways, he's streaming to about 100 to 130,000 people.
Okay.
Take that over to YouTube. His viewership increased.
Huh. Okay. Did he have a YouTube channel before he moved? Okay.
Yes. And he already had, I believe the number he had when he moved, he had 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube. The day he moved was the number that was the number he was at. I think he just crested over 4 million.
Okay.
But yeah, 500,000 in a couple weeks.
He brings a pretty decent like buffet to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
He's essentially on the same level as what like Ninja was doing when Ninja moved from Twitch to Mixer, because Ninja was streaming to a bunch of people. Nah, actually, no. I think Ninja.
Say, do you really want to put Ninja on that one?
I do actually. I would, yes. Because
Was Ninja doing that like only 4 million? I thought he was doing more.
he wasn't big on. I don't think he was actually present or as present in the YouTube community early on. He didn't do that until later on in his career.
At that time, he was just the #1 subbed streamer on Twitch. So
okay,
like,
so he was only blasting Twitch. He wasn't a present on YouTube really.
yeah, and it wasn't
not
until
as much. No.
Yeah, it wasn't until earlier this year when Ludwig beat him with the subathon.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was great.
But even on concurrent viewership, Tim's gotten up to that point now. I mean, TimTheTatMan, Nick Merckx, both of them have gotten up to that point of what Ninja was, and I believe actually Ninja's under that now because of all the switching around that he's done. But that brings us to a valid point here, which
Nick Merckx is 100 Thieves owner, isn't it?
No,
or one of them.
Phase.
Wait,
he plays with like Nadeshot and a few other people.
Nadeshot, that's what I was thinking of. Sorry.
Nadeshot, Valkyrie, and Courage JD are the co-owners. The big name co-owners of 100 Thieves.
Yep.
Nick Merckx was
he was the one with the controversy. That's what it was.
Correct.
Yep.
Nick Merckx was the one who was given the verbal approval on becoming a co-owner of 100 Thieves, and then Nadeshot apparently deleted some text messages and went completely dark on him because his partners were like, no. So yeah, there was a big controversy on that. But
yeah, I remember that whole drama. I think we talked about it actually.
Because Nick Merckx is like a Dr. Disrespect light as far as like aggressiveness. So like so like I feel like from an investment standpoint, not exactly a great thing to stand behind.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. Like Dr. Disrespect, like how was he able to pull this off? Because there was a whole lot of controversy with him, especially after the ban.
Well, the controversy, I mean, so all the controversy on the ban was just speculation and rumor. There's been no facts given as to why he was banned or anything behind the curtain.
Well, I mean, I know there's a lawsuit now because that was announced.
Yeah.
Correct. There's a lawsuit, but there's still no information about it. Zero. All of that you hear, any information you hear about his ban is all rumor and speculation. There has been zero fact given as to why he was banned.
And
he knows why he was banned.
Yeah. And kind of like while we're on the topic of Dr. Disrespect, so like, yes, he's technically a large name on YouTube, but he's kind of the odd man out when it comes to like Tim, Courage, and everybody else. They did not get like an exclusivity, or he did not get an exclusivity contract like the others did. So YouTube is not paying him any extra money to come over.
He's just there.
He's just there because YouTube was just like, sure, fuck it, why not? Like, and so yeah, he's there. And even so kind of going back to like, you know, the hey, which one's better, YouTube or Twitch? Even he himself, and there's a clip of it somewhere, where
I just watched this. I know exactly what you're talking
where
about.
he said he was like, nah, Twitch is actually the better one. Like he's like, you know, YouTube doesn't, like, he was like, my audience like shrunk to a quarter of its size when I went from Twitch to YouTube.
Yep.
And so like from his perspective, he thinks Twitch is the better one.
Well, I mean, that would make sense because I mean, first of all, he didn't sign an exclusive deal, so he's not getting paid extra. He's just earning what the average. Well, I wouldn't say average, but what a YouTuber earns.
Well, and so let's take a turn on that for a second. Do you think that a streamer? Let's take off the table for a moment. Deals, massive paydays, things like that. Taking that off the table. Let's just say Tim, Lupo, they moved over on their own accord. Okay. Tim was, missing playing with Dr. Disrespect all the time, whatever it may be. But let's just say they went on their own accord and left their entire communities that they have on Twitch to go to YouTube. Do you think they still would have done it? And do you think they'd be as successful doing it as they have been in the last few weeks?
Okay, personally, I think from what you told me, Tim, that he probably could have still done it and just been as successful because I mean he already had a pretty large following on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I mean it wouldn't much have affected him. The other ones, I don't know much about them, but I mean if you're not over 1 million, I'd probably say probably not on
Yeah.
YouTube at least.
Yeah, I think if you had what he was just saying, you know, if you had already had a pretty substantial following on YouTube, then yeah, maybe. But I don't think so otherwise.
Okay. I would say I would actually probably say no. I would say if it weren't for the exclusivity deals, I don't think they would have switched.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would have liked the switch.
Because you got to think it probably goes deeper. Like, because now you got to think like, you know, now his videos are probably getting a higher CPM. And so for those that don't know, that's like the money that you get paid per 1,000 views.
Yep.
So like, you know, now that he's got that, so, you know, he probably got paid like a signing bonus, which was probably an astronomical amount, which good for him. If I was in his shoes, I would have done the same fucking thing. And then, yeah, so higher CPM. And then also you already have that audience to stream to. So like, you're not exactly losing anything there. Whereas with Ninja, on the other hand, switching over to Mixer, that was a Hail Mary kind of thing. Like, you know,
Yeah,
that
was a once in a
Yeah.
lifetime kind of thing.
No, that wasn't a Hail Mary. He knew exactly what the hell he was doing.
Well,
he
for
saw
him,
enough zeros on that check and he went, okay.
for him.
Well, I mean, for
yes.
him, yeah, but not for his followers and fans.
Oh
They
yeah,
didn't know why the
no,
fuck he
his
did it.
view count went down to like a fourth or even smaller than that on Mixer. When he moved, his view count shrunk, like astronomically. So
Yeah, because first of all, you're going to a completely unknown platform.
And it's run by Microsoft.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
But no, that Hail Mary was the most calculated move he could have made, because the moment he made that move, everyone was like, oh my God, what's he doing? He goes there and everyone's like, how's he still streaming? He's only streaming to X number of viewers. How is he surviving? Oh, he's surviving because that man just made tens of millions of dollars, just like a sports deal. And he is set for life. That's why when he moved, when Mixer went down, him and Shroud both were just like,
Okay.
cool. Like,
They didn't get the shit because they got their payday regardless.
yep.
I think
They
Shroud
were just like, all right, peace.
Shroud
Like,
came out a little bit better, I think. Like, I mean, not so much in maybe the number of zeros, but like, I just think like, you know, as far as like his viewership, I don't like when he went back to Twitch, I don't think it was as affected as Ninja's. Because Shroud has a pretty core following. It's not just a bunch of 12-year-olds watching Fortnite.
Yeah, true. I mean, even then, like I look at those two and like people that do that kind of moves and stuff like that. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be in it all for the money.
Yeah.
Shroud received $10 million payout. Ninja received 30 million. Yep.
I'll take that payoff. Okay.
So he received 30 million, but his contract, hang on. So the contracts are actually, hang on a second. So yeah, Ninja made 30 million off of his contract payout. Shroud made 10 million. But Shroud's deal was to make 30 million a year on Mixer. Ninja's was a collective 50 million. But
Damn.
the only reason they got 10 and 30 was because Mixer went dark, and they were basically just paid their contracts up to that point because that's what they had fulfilled. Kind of like a settlement clause, if you will.
Yeah, it basically sounds like a settlement.
Yeah.
But then you look at it, they didn't receive exclusivity deals to come back to Twitch. They just came back on their own accord. Facebook offered Ninja money to come play on their platform, and he was like, I'm good. And he
I mean,
went back
yeah,
to
because
Twitch.
he's set for life at this point already, so it doesn't matter what he takes at this point.
Well, I mean, you got to think he's got all the money he got paid out when he was on Twitch. He's got all the money he got paid out in his contract deal with Mixer, plus the money he was making for any kind of like donos, subs, whatever. Plus, he's got his shoe deal. Plus, I'm fairly certain he's still sponsored by Red Bull. Like,
Yeah.
his endorsements alone are going to set him up for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the money he's gotten in exclusivity deal. So he can sit there and ride on whatever low viewer count he wants on Twitch. It's not going to affect him.
No,
But
I mean, at this point, he's just doing it for fun because, I mean, he could retire today and he's fine.
that's why you don't see him on all the time anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not grinding anywhere
constantly
near as hard.
grinding at it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But so referring back to Twitch versus YouTube, Tim has been taking off a ton of days to go do different stuff. He's actually getting ready to go on this tour that apparently AT&T is paying for because he signed on with Complexity, the organization Complexity, who runs a lot of CSGO stuff and things like that. They're directly connected with the Dallas Cowboys, who's directly connected with AT&T. And because of all the connections he has, AT&T is paying him to go on the road and stream from different locations across the U.S.
I wonder if contracts change, because AT&T at one point was a direct title sponsor for Cloud9 as well. So I'm wondering if there was a change in
I
contracts.
was about to say there might have been a change in contracts or if, at the very least management.
But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm just had to say that out loud.
But nonetheless, you know, when you look at it from a big streamer standpoint to a little streamer standpoint, and this goes back to our initial statement we made, these streamers can do this for two very valuable reasons. Reason one, they already have a following on YouTube. They already have multiple millions of subscribers on YouTube. DrLupo has a lot of Tarkov stuff, had a lot of Among Us stuff, some Warzone stuff, a lot of Apex stuff. Like, he's always on YouTube. He's always got stuff coming out. Tim doing the exact same thing.
I mean, basically they have the clout and they already made it, so they can do this.
Correct. They are at the point of what Ninja and Shroud were when they got those deals for Mixer. It's been a few years, but they finally reached that point where they were able to crack their knuckles, sit back and go, what are you going to offer me? And thus they were able to get those exclusivity deals to move to YouTube. A lot of these streamers don't understand you're not getting those deals.
Oh no.
You're going over to a brand new platform to build a brand new community with zero backing. Zero. YouTube doesn't know you from a speck of dirt on the ground.
I think they're just trying to, like, they're just hoping to, like, piggyback off of the increased viewership that they're getting on YouTube now. You know, that's got to be it. Like, that's the only thing that you can really.
I mean, honestly, that's why I'd rather just do both and just be done with it.
Well, so I'd like to go back to a point. So there's a friend of ours who is in our Discord, and he hasn't been active for a long time. But he made the switch well before they did. And that is our buddy Marcomatic Mastiff. I talked to him one-on-one, and I asked him when he made the switch from Twitch to YouTube, I said, you know, what's the reason behind it? Like, cause I hopped in and I was asking him questions. He was doing a little Q&A, explaining the move and everything. And I asked him, I said, what's the reason? Like, what's the reason behind this? And he said, well, one big reason is when you're on YouTube, you are a lot more Googleable. And I said, okay, makes sense because, you know, YouTube's in direct correlation with Google. Get that for sure. And he said, and with YouTube, if someone searches, you have a higher chance if your videos or streams are in line with what that person usually watches, you have a higher chance at showing up in their recommended, say on the side panel or, you know, at the end of a YouTube video, you'll see like, you know, a bunch of videos that could come up and you can select one. Usually they're similar to the ones on the side panel, but nonetheless.
So some AdSense and marketing kind of thoughts behind it.
Correct. However, while that is correct, and this is from a marketing standpoint, okay? While that is correct, that you could in fact show up on a recommended panel or be much more Googleable, the thing you have to recognize is, and this goes right back to what we said before, if you don't have a community backing, no one's looking for you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a firm foundation and backing to do that, you are going to set yourself up for a very rude awakening, because people don't know your name. You go on YouTube right now. Go on YouTube right now, viewers. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go up to the search bar, type in the Gaming Bunch. If I'm not mistaken, the last time I counted, there's 5 different gaming bunches.
Yeah, there's 5.
We're just the most active. That's why we show up at the top of the list. But
we don't even have the most subs. It's just we post all the time.
We just post a shit ton. But go to the coffee shop downtown. How many people do you think sitting in that coffee shop have heard of the Gaming Bunch?
No one.
So who's going to search it? No one.
No. Unless
you
somehow miraculously your best friend or someone from your family is in there.
Correct. If you don't have that searchable factor, if people don't know your name, they're not going to look for you. So that automatically cuts out the Googleable aspect.
Yeah, that cuts out pretty much most of the general populace.
Correct. Now, while it's still good, let's say you pop up on someone's recommended. Okay. Not a problem. Someone goes and watches your content. It's a 50-50 shot if they like it or not.
Well, I mean, at that point, if it pops up in the recommended, they first got to be hooked in by the thumbnail and the title and stuff like that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's so all like one big fucking game on YouTube.
So that person has to want to click the video or the stream to go see what content you're producing. And then you have to hope that they like what they found, because it's just like television. If you have a television package, let's say you have DirecTV or Dish or cable TV or whatever it is, even if you have Netflix, Hulu, and all of those, you have a select certain shows that you enjoy watching. We'll use cable TV, for instance. A show I love to watch when it was on cable television, Lucifer. Phenomenal show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on Netflix now, but when it was on cable television, if I'm watching my show from 8 to 9 o'clock, I'm not looking for a streamer from 8 to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you're not in the guide. You're not in the guide of the cable television. You're not looking on your phone being like, who's streaming right now? What videos popped up on YouTube? You're just sitting there focused in on your show because that is what you're interested in.
Same concept here with the recommended panel. People's brains are going to be wired to find what they know and love. So in the recommended panel, if you show up, if you're not showing up within those first 3 videos for someone to go, huh, I hadn't heard of that before, I'm gonna go check it out. More than likely, they're not gonna see you, because in that first 3 videos, those recommended videos are gonna be either things from creators that they've been watching that they haven't seen yet, or a higher chance of whoever else is making content like those creators.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you a prime example. Like, I was sitting there the other day. I think it was actually yesterday. And I went on to YouTube because I was doing some thumbnails and stuff like that. And I was just like, let me get some background noise. And my recommended popped up, and guess who was there? It was Blarg, McNasty, Soup, and then all the people they played with, like Rizzy and all them, and Crusader. And then there was this one little sneak they put in there of TimTheTatMan. You know what I did? I clicked on a Blarg video. And then I went to the TimTheTatMan video and said, don't show on my recommended again. Because I'm not interested in watching, like, schematics of Warzone or some shit. I don't know what the video was. It popped up and I was like, I don't want to see this shit. Get off my recommended.
I'll use the same concept here for mine. There's a channel that I watch all the time. It's called New Rockstars. Have y'all ever heard of it?
I have seen it because I have to log into the Gaming Bunch account and it's there.
Yep. So if I go on New Rockstars, on the right-hand side, I'm going to pull up their most recent video they have here. It's the MCU Multiverse, Who Broke It, Top 12 Suspects Explained. I'm a big comic book nerd. If y'all haven't, if your viewers out there haven't noticed yet, I am the comic book brain around here.
No.
If you haven't noticed yet, you're fucking brain dead.
Honestly, I go over here. The first three things that I see are, and this is exactly what I'm looking at. And I already see it's a video I've watched, another recommended, and then a video I haven't seen yet that I need to go watch. The first one is Young Avengers Explained by New Rockstars. The second one is from YouTube Movies, because I'm a big comic book nerd. Anybody want to take a guess at what movie they're recommending me?
I'm gonna guess Justice League.
Nope. Sam?
The Avengers.
Which one?
Oh, that's not fair.
Endgame.
No. Close. Infinity War.
Okay. I was going to say
that is not fair. They're one and the same pretty much.
And the third video is the Try Not to Laugh Challenge number 24 by Marky Moo.
Hey, let's go. It showed up on mine too, and I watched it. But also, I'm surprised you don't watch Comic Book Historian.
But so you're there. Thank you. You actually led me right to my point. There's a bunch of other comic book channels that I have either seen and didn't like their content, or I haven't seen at all. And those show up. But I'm not keen on going to watching those because New Rockstars, I love their channel because everything.
There it is.
Are we all sneezing?
I'm good.
No, don't you cock block it. Let it out.
I said, hey, your mom's listening to you have sex, and it stopped. See, full cock block. So I don't go watch those channels because those aren't things I'm looking for. I'm looking for content from the creators that I know and trust and enjoy and love watching. It's the exact same concept because YouTube, granted, Twitch is as well, but YouTube is an extremely saturated market with so many content creators and such. Yeah. If you're a new content creator and you're aspiring to get out there and do the next big thing, if you want to be the next dream and pull off the biggest Minecraft videos ever and have a full story behind it, or whatever your fancy is, you're probably going to get buried under all of these other videos because you don't have that platform built yet. Whereas these other content creators did and do. Courage JD, for instance, Courage JD switched over, I think it was like a year and a half ago. When he switched over, he was seeing more viewability on his YouTube videos than he was on his actual streams. So he went, it's a no-brainer. YouTube approached him, said, hey, we'd like to bring you on board. Okay, let me see the check. Done. And
also, like for any new streamers out there, collabs are great. Don't shy away from them. Like they help you immensely.
Yes.
But also don't be that asshole that goes in Twitch or YouTube streams and tries to plug your own channel. No one's there for that.
Yep. I mean, it's just what we're trying to say here. And granted, we are definitely, even though we have a phenomenal community built around us and still ever presently growing to this day, we are without a shadow of a doubt in that small streamer club. We get it.
Oh yeah.
Everything that we're spitting right now is either things that we've seen or things that we've researched. Like these are actual, like all the marketing stuff. And trust me, Sam and Anderson will tell you, day in and day out, my brain is going marketing. How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I do this? Because that's what I look at. That's what I enjoy. That's my job. And that's why I love my career.
Yep.
The marketing side of it, I did a shit ton of research on this before I ever even thought about approaching the two of them with an idea of like, have y'all heard about what's going on with Twitch and YouTube? Have y'all heard about this yet? Like,
have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
All right.
Joe is definitely the one that comes up with all the marketing ideas and like comes up with like topics around those ideas.
Yep.
And the fact behind it is everything we're presenting to you can also take with a grain of salt because we are in that small streamer club. Things might seem biased, but honestly, what we're providing is the exact same mindset we've had with our channel all the time. We're going to provide you comedy, but factual evidence as to what's going on. And these are things that's going on. really, honestly, like, I'll be first to tell you, and I don't think I told either one of them this, but when all of that happened with the Switch, it was almost like when Tim and Lupo jumped over, I was watching this in real time because I was in both day one streams when it took place, and I was just like, damn, maybe we need to make the Switch. And then I stopped and I went, wait a second. We switched from YouTube earlier this year.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long.
No, remember you did actually bring that up. He's like, maybe we should make the switch back. We were just like, we just figured this shit out.
Yeah. But it like, you know, you think about that and it's like, well, wait a second, hold on, pump the brakes. We made the switch from YouTube to Twitch because viewability on Twitch, while it's not the greatest way of finding people, like you go on Twitch right now, and I mean, I'm actually on the website right now. You click browse.
You get fucking buried in Twitch.
Yeah, you click browse, and you have games, IRL, music, esports at the top. You got live channels or categories. You go on live channels, and I mean, basically the first 3 rows span from 41.7K viewers to 23.8K viewers. Oh no,
yeah, and it's probably all the streamers you've heard of, or at least in passing.
Yeah. And I mean, you've got a lot of viewers in, or a lot of streams in there, and I'm still scrolling. A lot of viewers out there with, you know, over 2,000 viewers. Now we're in the 1,000 viewers. Like, and I'm still scrolling, still scrolling. Like that's the point, is on Twitch, your viewability may not be as easy to find,
but it's there.
And I think also kind of along those lines, it's easier to grow a more niche community on Twitch. Reason being, because like, you know,
concentrated in like your viewer base.
Yeah, because like, I mean, you know, we talk, you know, behind the scenes, we talk about like, all right, hey, you know, this game's kind of popping off, maybe we should look at it. But then at the same time, like, you know, for somebody starting out, like you can go into like, you know, an older game that has a few people looking at it, and like people that are like hardcore to that game might have a higher like, you know, chance of clicking on you too.
So, I mean, yeah, you've seen it constantly throughout like the whole like 2020 and this year, like just resurgent, like Among Us and Dead by Daylight and like some older game and Counter-Strike and was it Apex, older games that just pop right the fuck back up.
Yeah.
Well, I think 176 Corleone actually tested that theory too, because there's a game that he loves to play, and I love watching because it's actually a pretty interesting game to watch. It's Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. Mm-hmm. And when he streamed it, I remember it was like the first or second night that he streamed it, I jumped into TeamSpeak with him and I was just chatting with him and the goons. And I said, also, by the way, real quick, while I'm thinking about it, I believe today is his birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Tier 3 gifted subs for him, please.
Yeah, if y'all could go blow his channel up and like just hit him with a bunch of gifted to come back to after he gets done doing the nasty with his wifey, then yeah, because that'd be awesome. That's a great birthday present. We might go do the same thing.
I feel like his birthday present has already been achieved.
If not, it's about to. But when he streamed Rising Storm 2, he actually told me, he said, when I jumped on there was one viewer watching that game. He jumped in there and then shamelessly, I must add, was saying in the chat on the game, twitch.tv/176 Corleone. He, in a matter of minutes, became the #1 streamer in that game with 8 viewers. Now, while that doesn't seem like a lot, for a game that only has 1 viewer, you just multiplied that viewership by 8. That's huge.
Yeah, it's just like when for instance, like when I see Russ and Badger go live and he's playing a fucking dead game, like well, not really dead game, but like a game that no one's really played for a long time, like Halo Reach or Tab G or Battlefront 2. Like, and he automatically becomes #1 in that game. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's how the viewability works on Twitch, and that's how you're able to find certain streamers or be able to get your channel viewership up with that. I mean, hell, there was one night, it was a couple weeks ago, it was a Friday night of all things, usually when people are out partying and having a good old time. I popped in, Anderson was moderating that night. I pop on and just do a just chatting segment, and we were just giving away some money. We weren't even giving away thousands of dollars.
Me moderating is a loose term.
Fair. But we were giving away some money before we even started. We were in just chatting, one of the top channels on Twitch. We usually have a viewership, we'll just say sub 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And we had 18 people waiting, like right out the gate. So while your viewership, like your viewability on Twitch may seem like it's unattainable because of the bigger names, the bigger streamers, it's actually much more attainable than it is on YouTube, because on YouTube, it's all about search factor and all about what people are looking for. YouTube is a video platform. YouTube was started and always will be a video platform for people to go watch channels like you were saying, watching Grizzy or as a recommended that comes up, or what were the other channels you were saying, Anderson? You were saying Markiplier,
Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like Smosh, all those channels, like the ones that's been there for a while.
Correct. For me, like I said, new rock stars, Smosh, Mr. Beast, things like that pop up that are fun for me to watch. Sam, what are some you watch?
Well, I feel like Mr. Beast is kind of one of the outliers.
I mean, I'm sub to him, so
yeah. I mean, I'm sub to him too, but also like he started as a small time streamer, yeah, but then he astronomically blew up within the last like 2 years.
I think it was like 4 or 5, but yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know the timeline for his channel. I don't keep up with him and all the fools he has over there.
Yep.
Which I say that even though he's only like probably less than like 200 miles from us.
Yeah, he's just south of the border.
Yeah.
Sam, what about you?
I mean, as far as things that haven't been mentioned, I do watch a lot of Ludwig on YouTube, actually, because I don't have time to watch streams that often.
Here's one Sam might know. Soviet Womble whenever he uploads.
Yep. Soviet Womble and the every 6 month upload schedule that he has.
Every 6 month bullshittery episode.
Yep, but man, every single one's so good.
Oh, I fucking love them.
And then I actually like a bunch of like car channels, like is actually the stuff that I watch a lot lately.
Yeah, I watch a couple of them. Usually just the Audi ones though, because I really love. If people don't know, I really love and want one day to get an Audi R8.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, that's definitely top tier car.
Yeah,
there's a guy that I watch a lot, Adam LZ, who like used to be a professional BMXer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of got out of that, started wanting to drift his car a lot, and now he's in Formula Drift.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He sponsored himself to get in, to be honest, because like,
what a hell of a change.
Well, kind of. He partnered with there's basically a drift racing company that helped him out at first, but now he's doing it for himself. But anyway, that's a few people that I watch. I mean, I don't know, the list is pretty long. They're like 200 something.
Fair. I mean, it also goes to say that like the people that have these big blow up channels and like the big channels and everything you see on either YouTube or Twitch, they are rarely in it just for the money.
Yeah.
They're usually in it just to make content and be themselves and to create. Like I will say purely like one of my favorite ones, because of course he loves his community and stuff like that, but he's not in it for the money and stuff like that. He's in it to create, like Markiplier.
Yeah. He's even come out and said that. He said in multiple videos where he's talking about him as a person. He's always said, I don't do this for the money. I literally work 5 to 6 days a week, day in and out, on making content because it's what I love to do. Like, this is my call. He left college.
Okay. No. Let me speak on this, because he left college when he was just about to finish his engineering degree. And if you don't know, going through an engineering degree is fucking ridiculous. He left college just to do that, just to create, because that's what he wanted to do. And part of why he's one of my favorites is because I can relate to that, because I am an engineer. I did go through the grind. I know what he went through, and he still gave that up in the last semester when he was going to graduate just to create. And I'm happy that he blew up and everything, that he's one of the biggest ones on YouTube nowadays. But the fact is, he isn't in it for the money. Just like another one, like Moist Critical or Charlie, as most other people know him. Like, they're not in it just for the money. They're just there to enjoy themselves, to create, interact with people, and have a good time.
Anderson, I have a quick question. Have you ever watched William Osman?
No.
You should. So he has 2 engineering degrees.
Oh God.
And does YouTube full time now. And he does,
gonna look him up.
most of the time, like, kind of dumb shit with engineering in mind. And
well,
like,
yeah, that, I mean,
like
most engineers you encounter would just be fucking brain dead.
So like his most recent video kind of caught a lot of flack because he decided to make his own X-ray machine, and he did, and it worked. And
fuck yeah,
the comments went insane.
For what? It fucking worked
because of how dangerous it is, because it's high voltage. So,
well, yes, I mean, you're dealing with radiation. What the fuck? Okay,
yeah, but
I'm just
anyway,
gonna go watch it.
You should absolutely watch it. And like, he bought an old battle bot. Like, you know, you would absolutely, that is absolutely up your alley. You would love him.
Well, so to go on the concept of what Anderson was pointing out with Markiplier is the same concept for us. We're 3 dudes who all work full-time jobs
and
travel, who do this for fun. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, Sam alluded to this earlier. Since starting our channel on Twitch, we rapidly hit affiliate, which was fantastic. So thank you to all of you out there who helped us do that. We have not only rapidly hit affiliate, but we have grown a community while it's not massive, it is large, and it is filled with people who fit what we're going for.
I mean, for shit, I fucking cooked a steak live pretty much.
Yeah, in our Discord, legit. He was giving the play-by-play of his steak, like, no joke. But we've built this community, and we've made a decent amount of money to invest back into our channel. Mm-hmm. All the money that we get invests right back into our channel. We don't do this for monetary gain. I just like doing it. Yeah, I nor either one of these 2 gentlemen have taken a single penny from our entire account. All of that money goes.
There are times that we could have used a single penny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But all of that money goes right back into our channel. And that just goes from growing the community we have because we love the content we create. We enjoy what we do. I mean, there's no doubt about the fact that we enjoy what we do. And that's what keeps us going. And that's the same concept with this. And I feel like to kind of bring this whole conversation to a conclusion, because we made our points about YouTube, we made our points about Twitch, we've made all the necessary assumptions as well as factual statements in between.
We just got to get to our stance.
Correct. So with that, we'll drop the bomb. We're switching to YouTube. No, I'm kidding. No. But don't worry. Your 3 favorite lovable idiots are gonna stay here. But
yeah, idiots.
But the thing is, kind of bringing this to a conclusion is with being successful. Like for instance, there's a streamer who is a very good friend of mine. I've known him from playing music back in the day. He just hit affiliate a few days ago. He's building a community as well. Cannoli Fella 13. Don't know if he's in the chat right now, but same concept. He's doing the exact same thing of building his community so he can grow that same thing. It's the same thing you have to do. You have to build your community to be able to be successful on certain platforms. I'll be the first to tell you. And if y'all want to go show it some love, by all means, please do. It's not going to change the fact that we're going to continue uploading. We're going to continue doing what we love to do and providing content for all of you to watch. But our YouTube channel has pretty much stalled. On growth. It has completely stalled on growth. And part of that is due to the fact that a lot of our YouTube followers are you guys. Mm-hmm. The folks who watch us live on Saturday and Sunday nights and Monday and Tuesday when Sam and I do our playthroughs, and then whatever bullshit we get into throughout the week. It's you guys. You guys are the same ones who follow us on YouTube as here on Twitch. For us to grow YouTube, we have to pretty much bank on the fact that the marketing tactics that are in play are going to help us get on some recommended to grow that channel. Would it be smart for us to move from here to there right now?
Oh, hell no.
No, absolutely not. We would literally that essentially be putting exactly. We would essentially be putting the lid on the coffin and saying, nail it shut, let's go. Like, send it in. Like that would just be the end of TGB right there, because we would stagnate. It would immediately, we'd see an immediate impact negatively of making that move. Just continue. And you could take our words with a grain of salt, and I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this as well. But from personal standpoint, continue growing on the platform that you've already been growing on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're already on YouTube and you're already growing with a community through YouTube, continue that process. If you're already on Twitch and you're already growing a community on Twitch, continue doing that process. If you are starting out fresh, pick a platform that works best for you. If you like how YouTube works better than Twitch, go to YouTube. If you like how Twitch works better than YouTube, go to Twitch. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. But if you're actually at the point that we are, and you're growing your community, and you're growing that monetary value to whether you want to make it a full-time job or invest all the money back in, and you have a wild hair for philanthropy and you want to be able to give back to your community and such, do that. But be smart about where you're growing it, and don't just uproot yourself because that's where all the big names are going. I can tell you right now, I could go outside and go play football down the street at the local high school. I'm not going to up and move to Charlotte just because the Carolina Panthers are looking for a tight end. I'm not doing it. It's the exact same concept. You're not going to uproot what you've done in your life of what you've created just because your favorite streamer made that switch. So,
yeah,
guys,
I mean, on my end, I completely agree with what Joe said, but I would like to speak on like the community itself. Like for small streamers, like guys, build your community, build it how you want it to be, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like if there's toxicity or something going on in your community, get rid of it. Like it's okay if you got to downsize your community just to get rid of some shit that is not working well.
Or
Like
create a separate channel in your Discord to openly welcome it.
yeah, too.
We thought of a different
I'm in charge
way.
of that, so I mean, they can't get too fucking wild. That's all me. But also at the same time, yes, there may be those rare circumstances where it was an honest, genuine mistake, but at the same time, be conscious of your community. Just don't let them go buck wild.
Yeah.
Like creation and community building is one thing, but you also, when you're doing that, you also got to have moderation.
Yep. Absolutely. As all things in life, with moderation.
Yeah, not all things in life.
Except for chocolate
gotta have
and
a
hookers.
little anarchy and chaos everywhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sam, your thoughts?
I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, you do what's best for you. If you were to take our recommendation, Twitch would be the better place to start out.
Yep.
But, because of all the things that we said in the last hour and some change. But I mean, yeah, like it's just, do what's right for you first before thinking anything else. And, don't go just based off of the moves of a large streamer that's not going to know your name ever.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. It also taking it, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever supports your mental health.
Yep.
Don't do anything that is going to stress you out or anything like that. Like, be you. That's the best way to build a community that's focused towards like what you want. Just be you.
Mm-hmm.
And to also echo the point we made earlier, this is coming from both a assumptional as well as a factual standpoint, because as we said earlier, we've done both. We started on YouTube and made the switch to Twitch specifically because of the viewability, the growth factor, like all of it. YouTube gaming is going to become a prominent stance. It honestly, I would say probably within the next year, 2 years tops, YouTube gaming is going to be a direct competitor to Twitch on all fronts.
Yeah, and the magnifying glass is absolutely on Twitch or on YouTube right now to implement a lot of this. Maybe not the exact same, but implement a lot more features to help support their creators and the audiences watching them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which I would be glad to see if they can implement those features and stuff like that. Then yeah, I might start watching YouTube gaming streams and stuff like that a little bit more. But I mean, for me personally, right now, I'm still Twitch because at least then I can interact with my favorite streamers and stuff like that as much as I want, even if they don't see it, whatever. But it brings me satisfaction just to be interacting with the community in those streams.
Yep. Well, I think we reached a good conclusion there.
I think so.
Any final statements, boys?
Get that money.
I think that's about it. Oh well, no. Shout out to Jacksepticeye for coming back, but also taking in his mental health and taking some breaks and stuff like that. I love it.
Facts. Well, with all of that said, thank you again for watching. Thank you again for hanging out. Shout out to our community. Shout out to our community for being amazing. Because, I mean, honestly, without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. And the fact that it keeps growing.
Especially with Ghost, they allow me to play with her a little bit, and then me just accidentally dropping some slurs.
That's the example that you picked.
Yes. Did you expect different?
I mean, I guess not, but like...
Love you, mommy milkers.
But again, thank you to our amazing community out there that we've grown over this past almost year. If y'all think about it, I mean, we made the switch in February, and we're creeping up on October. So, you know, we'll have to have a birthday party for this thing. We'll have to go back in the archives and see when our first stream was, but on Twitch. But I know our YouTube birthdays party is coming up in December, which is cool.
What would it be, like 3 years?
2.
Or is it 2? Okay.
And a quick final shout out to Curtains Zoo. I think this is a follow bot.
Oh, you're almost happy.
You caught the tail end of the stream.
Now you're gonna get banned.
Anyway, continue with the outro. I apologize.
No, I mean, we couldn't do this without y'all. We have people out there who, and honestly, again, we've said this time and time again, you know, just the fact that you follow and come hang out in the show means the world to us. You don't have to contribute any monetary way. We do have people who do that, and honestly, like, y'all are
looking at you, Kate and Batgirl Sky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like the goons, they come in and clutch all the time. Let's see, Kurt Kablam, him and Jake Daddy out there always having bit wars. Mr. Daddy. Guru Man. Yeah, Mr. Guru Man coming in. I mean, like the list goes on and on. If I didn't say your name, I do apologize, but I don't have a list in front of me at the moment.
Let's give a little kind shout out to Mr. Cruz.
Where is Mr. Cruz?
I don't know, but I always like to throw him a little love, considering I always kill him first in Among Us. So
I don't know if he's actually streaming on Facebook anymore, but I know his YouTube channel's popping off, so definitely go check him out over there.
Oh, please do, man!
Especially if you like beats and you like the music behind and like the construction behind beat making and such. Go watch his channel; it's fantastic.
I don't even like EDM and stuff like that much, but even Mr. Cruz, I give him a listen every now and then.
Well, he's more of a hip hop and rap creator, less EDM.
Really, all I heard was EDM, but maybe I need to look a little bit more further into it. I don't know. I'll check that out on my personal time. As all you should go check out Mr. Cruz on YouTube.
Yep. But you know, to everybody who helps out with this channel in any monetary way, y'all are amazing. And we seriously, I mean, we can't thank you enough. We can't show y'all enough love. It's just y'all go out of your way to take care of 3 lovable idiots who are flying by the seat of their pants doing this shit. So,
but also fuck y'all, because I can't have you getting too comfortable.
The opinions of Anderson do not reflect that of the opinions of the gaming bunch as a whole. So
Yeah, only 1/3 of the gaming bunch.
But we're gonna head out. YouTube, as always, thank y'all for checking this episode out. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and join the party because it's a lot of fun. Join the Discord. And then also before we go, we do have the announcement to make. Signups will be closing soon for the Rocket League tournament. It is a duos tournament. It is a $300 prize for the winning team, and as well as doorbuster giveaways for chat as well. That was a lot of fun when we did that for Forza, and definitely want to do that again for all of you fun folk out there. So if you know anybody who loves Rocket League and is good at Rocket League, tell them to join the fun because it'll be a lot of fun. We're taking all comers, and I did say all comers, Coom cookies included.
Yeah.
Get those Coom cookies in your mouth, boy.
Yeah, cream pies for days. So anybody who wants to play
oatmeal cream pies, let's go.
There you go. Anybody who wants to play, all you gotta do is this: join the Discord. We've had a few people join over this last week. DM me because I have the sign up sheet. All you have to do is at Joe, or just find me. I'm literally on the side panel pretty much all day long.
Yeah, do not DM me or Sam because we will not respond.
I might respond, but I just refer you to Joe.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I would not respond.
So make sure to DM me, get your sign up sheet in, and have some fun. I believe this is gonna be our first 2-night event because Friday night's gonna be all the preliminary rounds to figure out who the Elite 8 are going into Saturday night, and then Saturday night's gonna be the ultimate decision of who's gonna be the champion of the Rocket League Redux Challenge Series tournament. So less the green screens and problematic events that take place on the back end. More fun and viewership for y'all, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That big bitch from my closet. Sorry.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure to sign up on that. We will be announcing who the teams are and doing a random seed selection on who's playing who within the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Biggest way to find out when that's happening is join the Discord. So if you're watching on YouTube, that link is below in the description. For all of you out there in Twitch world, that link is beneath the video right down here. You can actually go, or Nightbot's probably dropped it in the chat as well. So go do that. But besides that, I believe it's time, boys. So as always, y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.
Later, idiots.
See ya.